I'm just making these videos on an ad hoc basis. Whenever I have something, when I'm driving and something hits my brain, I just um, you know think to talk on this live streams. That way, I mean, there's no scripts, nothing. It's just me running a monologue, um, my ideas. Because I mean, if we don't speak now, then probably we might not have a chance to speak. It's not about the storytelling. It's not about creating a script and narrating it. It's about we as humans, um, if we don't speak for ourselves now, then I think it will be too late. And whenever you watch these videos, first thing I hope that these videos help you, you enjoy them, but also they help you and kind of gives you a good um, you know way or prompt to think about. And I suggest strongly that ask hard questions. Don't run away from reality. Do not you know put your head in the sand and hope that the outcome will be good or bright or nice or you know abundant by itself. It won't. um, like people do present paint a picture of a very optimistic future, but as in life, if you take one individual, it all requires action, and if you take individuals collectively, then also it will require a collective action. you know if you bury your head in the sand and think that and hope that things will be just good and bright and great in future on their own, probably they won't. The margin of livelihood will become so thin that probably you will not have a scope for bargain even. And that's the reason, in whatever form, in whatever language you can speak, and do not you're not speaking for others, you're speaking for your own self. If you do not speak now, probably I think we are in the time in history, in evolution, where it's highly likely that we might not get a chance to speak. And there is a great price we as humans are paying for not speaking. Okay, so um, I hope you guys speak. Okay, speaking is very important. Try to understand this. Speaking is important. Okay, Uh, if you don't speak the right things, it would be way too late. Way too late. Anyway, what I'm gonna tell right now is that you know don't get too much bogged by work. Your work is taking way too much from you than it's worth. Okay, life by itself is losing its experience for you, and to a point where you no longer are human if you do not. And there is a huge amount, and that is the reason we are going to see a population collapse, because there will be so many humans who do not love themselves. And the reason that they don't love themselves is actually driving the force that they do not love other humans also, because they are in so much pain. And the only ask I can do is to kind of start loving yourself so you can love others also. You are a net, you are becoming a net negative when it comes to humanity. You're not moving humanity forward. You're not doing any humanity pro actions by not loving yourself. If you do not love yourself, work cannot be your life. If you are overdoing work, believe me, it's a huge loss. Okay. Yes, it surprises me that so many humans have such a bad understanding of life. Not only they are ruining their life experience, they are ruining the life experience of everybody around you or around themselves. And that's what I'm saying. Whenever you you know act, think of people around you. Are you trying to make other people's life difficult? Like this is a very honest question that you really need to ask every time you do an action in workplace. And I tell you, I mean, I have researched this idea to a point where I can see, I see different cultures, different countries where people do not have interpersonal respect and they don't understand life, and people are following religion by the name of the religion. Okay. And neither they are educated enough. They go to school but they are not educated on religion, and and so they don't know what they are following, and they're so much away from religion. They are unreligious, though they have a name tag of the religion, and at the same time they are destroying life, so they are anti-life. So you need to ask, are you not the agent or the camp guard of hell? Right? So you are, as a human, you are acting as a camp guard in hell, and you should be very much careful or be aware of this. Okay. That's what I want to say, that you should be very much careful and aware of these things, that not to make other people's life difficult by your own actions, because I mean, you are kind of giving other people good enough incentive to make your life difficult. And what are you doing it for? Like, sometimes it's anyway. So this is what it is. And to the young generation, I would say, do not join the workforce, particularly if you are a man. Okay, there is nothing to win and everything to lose. Because if you do not work, still nothing will break. Even you will survive and the world will continue. And that is something very profound. If you just have to sit down and think about it. Okay. Work is a very slow format of slavery. Okay. Yeah. So as long as you are not making other people's life difficult, you are still contributing into the world. Because people who are in the workplace are just doing other people's life difficult. And you first of the most important thing is that you're not gaining anything. You are actually a loser of this in the system, and everybody knows that. Okay. The third important concept I would tell you, that I'm telling these scattered points, but these are very important ones. So the third thing is that time that you see on your watch. The time that you see on your watch is only useful for work. Nowhere, nothing in this universe that is non-man made, including yourself, adhere to the clock, adhere to the watch. Your body only responds to sun. Sun is the only clock that is there. Okay. And so much of sunlight or so much of daytime you have misused in work, that you have actually destroyed the you have actually destroyed the the uh, body. Okay, you don't know what is the capacity of the body is. You do not know, and without knowing that, you are in essence destroying it. You are in essence destroying it, and that is not a good thing to do. Okay, you're destroying the you're destroying the body by not adhering to sun. You need to understand that you need to eat only when there is sunlight. When there is no sunlight, you do not have to eat. Second thing is that you have to move, or your physical activity also should be during the time when it is sunlight, and should be the first thing in the morning. Okay, you have to clean yourself. Okay, you have to wash yourself, because I see these people wake up into the meeting, and the ask is also to wake up into the meeting. And ideally, it's not a good practice. You are losing a lot than what you are gaining. At some point, you will be forced to think that think the worthiness of it. Okay, so many the reason so many people have, puffy face, fat all over their face and body, and protruded belly and all that, because they are carrying multiple days and multiple week worth of poop everywhere. It's not the fat, it actually a poop that they're carrying. Okay, I mean, I have so many. One day you ask me, I'll give you legitimate examples of people and their actions. Like, I have lived enough to see enough people. Okay, uh, yeah, and no matter how you put it, it's wrong. And that is the thing. You cannot. Imagine all those people. These people do not have time to work out, and they take pride in it. I just don't know. This whole IT industry is full of shit load of losers. Like, they take pride in not working out. They take pride in having, like, bullshit. Even people from hell might look better than them. They are becoming even a waiter has a better life than them. I don't know what their pride, where they kind of get this much pride. Like, you are a loser, right? You move out of your house, and you are useful to nobody. Nobody. I'm telling this young generation not to join the workforce, particularly IT industry or anybody. There is no point in, like, there is no pride in it. There is no passion in it. I don't know. You're just befooling yourself, and to a point, and it is not long enough career also. It's just a very bad thing. It's just that you are coming out of this pocket money to this some money zone, which is good for nothing. You will be the slave forever. I'm telling you. That is, this equation is very much broken. Nothing is broken than that. You are failing in negotiation. The people who do work, the biggest disadvantage is that they are failing in negotiation, and their women know those things, and that is the reason women don't support this. And that is the reason, even if you're married or unmarried, you are losing not only within your company, but also with your wife. The reason men lose their wives and girlfriends and spouse and partners and women in general is because they don't know how to negotiate. If you don't know how to negotiate, you are weak. Okay, and women can't do anything about it. So what they're doing is they're shorting the men who can't, you don't who do not stand a chance in bargaining, for their life, for their family, for anything. And the reason men could not bargain for all these things, they fall short of providing for the family, and hence they seek out these working women. And this idea was promoted, that feminism and inequality and all of those things. But I tell you, deep down, I have met so many women, and I tell you, you will never be attractive for a woman if you are not independently, individually able to provide for that woman while she stay sitting at home. Okay, no matter how much she works or not, does not matter. And if she works, she's a part-time wife and you're a full-time husband. So you are basically loser even in a marriage. I'm telling you, no matter how you put it, no matter how you take it. Okay, so basically you're not doing any good to anybody. You're a loser at home working in IT industry, and you're making everybody around you a loser. And I'm telling you, do not anybody. If I had a kid, I would never encourage him or her to join the IT industry, particularly if it's a boy. It's not worth it. It's just like I would not let my son, or anybody would not let his son to kind of, other. It's gay people work. It's a gay making industry. Let me put it this way: weak and gay. IT industry is the industry of gays. And I hold no disrespect for gays. It's like IT industry for women and men who have womanish um, traits. That's it. That's what I'm saying. I have no disrespect for gays. Everything is fine. I'm just telling that it is not an industry for more masculine men. Masculine men do not work in IT industry. Okay, it's a very hard uh, path for a masculine man to be working. That's what I'm saying. If you think that you are a man and you have masculine traits, I would suggest finding out work which requires a little more masculine energy and masculine traits. If you will be in an industry which requires feminine energy and feminine traits, you will end up becoming a gay. And no wrong with that, as long as that's something that you are inclined to do. Okay, and those who did not know and came into the IT industry out of ignorance, it's a very, very, very hard path for them being a man and working in IT industry. Okay, so understand these things. And your body do not understand watches. Your body only understands sun. You have to eat when there is sunlight. You have to move and do workout, and physical activity has to be done early in the day with the first light of the sun. Okay, um, you go out and meet people when there is light. Night is made for rest, and days are made for physical activity. Okay, and when you don't do it, you actually destroy your body way, way too much. And that's something you have to pay attention to. Otherwise, you'll have four hairs in your head, like all my bosses, right? And a protruded belly and all. And then these guys destroy themselves, and they use their wives as spit boxes, just spit their sperm in like 2 seconds and then just have a baby. That's how they have a baby. You know? So that's how we generate, a generation of weak men creating babies by 2 second worth of sperm, and you know call themselves a pseudo man. And then their wives complain all around the internet, running the agendas on feminism and all that. The reason they do it is because they are also not at fault, is because they have been dealt wrongly. So there is a saying, there is a poem by Rashmi Rathi, right? शांति नहीं तब तक नर को सुखबार न मन का सम हो, ऐसे करके कुछ है. नहीं किसी को अधिक हो, नहीं किसी को कम हो, ऐसी शांति राज करती है तन में नहीं हृदय में, मन के नर के ऊंचे विश्वासों पे श्रद्धा भक्ति प्रणय में. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that women are being also these men when get married, women don't say it out loud, but they have difficulties in their uh, personal, emotional, sexual, financial, physical life. So what they do is they have to somehow figure out a way to kind of fulfill that. And that's how there are so many extramarital and affairs and kind of all those kind of which you see in in the internet, right? All these marriage related issues and relationship issues. The reason they exist is because these weak men who work in IT and knowledge jobs in chair, they got chair for way too much. They are sitting in an expensive chair at the expense of their wife, kids, their health, money, everything. And they're destroying the society. The whole society is breaking apart, and they are just busy writing code, and they think it's something to take too much pride on. Like, I get it, but this all the IT work, most of it goes into strengthening and bolstering um, monopoly. Not so much of it is a B2C. It's B2B business all around. And why? Just to ensure that the monopoly stays the monopoly. That's it. None of your banking customer care calls have improved in experience and will never be. The purpose is not that. The purpose is to lower the cost and increase the control. That's all it is about. Anyway, I'll share similar concepts more just so you guys can understand and have a good enough standing point to think about these ideas. If you have questions, comment. But believe me, we are at a spot in our life where if we do not speak, there will not be any chance to speak any further. Be very careful. You you don't understand what is coming. Think 100 times before you actually you know destroy another person's life or become compassion is the only word here. If you will not be compassionate, believe me, AI will not be compassionate. The only way to teach AI compassion is to be more compassionate. Anyway, but